Welcome back to Dassi Insights. Today, I want to explore a fascinating idea about human growth, awareness, and personal transformation. It's called Timothy Leary's 8-circuit model of consciousness. This model was introduced by Timothy Leary in the 1970s as a way of understanding the different levels of human awareness and development. While it's considered a philosophical and psychological framework rather than an established scientific theory, many people find it useful as a tool for self-reflection and personal growth. Before we begin, if you enjoy thoughtful conversations about psychology, personal development, and human potential, please subscribe to Dassi Insights and give the video a like. Your support helps this channel reach more people who are searching for deeper understanding and meaningful growth. Now, let's dive into our topic. One of the most interesting things about being human is that we are constantly changing. The person you were 10 years ago is not exactly the person you are today. Your knowledge has changed, your beliefs have changed, your priorities have changed, even the way you see yourself has probably changed. Yet, most of us spend very little time thinking about how this change happens. We focus on goals, we focus on habits, we focus on achievements, but we rarely stop and ask a deeper question. What if growth is not simply about doing more? What if it's about seeing differently? Imagine putting on a pair of glasses with dark lenses. The world would appear darker. Then imagine switching to glasses with bright lenses. Suddenly, everything would seem lighter, even though nothing outside of you had changed. The world would be the same. The difference would be the lenses. Timothy's model suggests that consciousness works in a similar way. According to this idea, human begins experience reality through different circuits or level of awareness. Each level influences what we notice, how we react, what we value, and how we understand our lives. When I first encountered this concept, what struck me wasn't whether every detail of model was correct. What struck me was how often people become trapped inside one way of seeing the world. Many of us assume that our current perspective is reality itself. We forget that what we call reality is often shaped by our fears, our habits, our beliefs, and our level of awareness. And that's where personal growth begins. It begins the moment we realize that there may be more ways of seeing life than one we are currently seeing. The model starts with the most basic aspect of human experience, which is survival. Think about what happens when you feel threatened. Your attention becomes narrow. Your body becomes tense. Your mind focuses on avoiding pain or danger. In that state, growth is difficult because all of your energy is directed toward protection. You can see this in everyday life. Someone who is constantly worried about losing their job may struggle to focus on creativity. Someone overwhelmed by stress may find it difficult to enjoy simple moments. Someone living in fear often has very little energy left for exploration and personal growth. This doesn't mean there is anything wrong with them. It simply means that survival has become the dominant focus of awareness. One of the most powerful lessons here is that growth often starts with creating a sense of stability. We sometimes imagine personal development as something dramatic, but often it begins with simple actions. Taking care of your health, improving your environment, building supportive relationships, learning to calm your mind. When your inner world feels safer, your attention can begin moving beyond survival. As awareness expands, many people become focused on status, recognition, and their place among others. They want respect, they want influence, they want to feel significant. There is nothing unusual about this. In many ways, it's part of the human experience. But this is also where many people become trapped. Think about how much energy people spend comparing themselves to others. Someone else gets promoted. Someone else earns more money. Someone else appears more successful. Someone else has a larger audience, a better house, or impressive title, or a more exciting life. Comparison can quietly become a prison. The problem is the comparison never ends. No matter what you achieve, there will always be someone who appears to be ahead of you in some way. This is why genuine growth requires something deeper than external validation. It requires developing a stable sense of self-worth that doesn't depend entirely on other people's opinions. When awareness continues to develop, attention begins shifting from competition toward understanding. People become curious. They want to learn. They want to understand how the world works. They ask questions. They explore ideas. That's where education, knowledge, and intellectual growth becomes important. The ability to think critically is one of the greatest gifts we possess as human beings. Yet there is a surprising limitation to knowledge. Knowing something is not the same as becoming it. A person can read books about confidence and still struggle with self-doubt. A person can study discipline and still react. A person can understand happiness intellectually while remaining deeply unhappy. This is because information alone doesn't transform us. Transformation begins when knowledge becomes awareness. There is a difference between knowing that patience is valuable and noticing you're impatient in the middle of difficult conversation. There is a difference between understanding mindfulness and actually becoming present in a stressful moment. Growth happens when concepts move from the page into lived experience. As people continue along this journey, something interesting begins to happen. They become more aware of their own minds. Instead of automatically believing every thought, they start observing their thoughts. Instead of immediately reaching to every emotion, they become curious about their emotions. Instead of seeing their habits as permanent, they begin recognizing them as patterns. And patterns can be changed. This shift may seem small, but it's profound. The moment you notice that the thought is only a thought, you gain a little freedom. The moment you notice that fear is influencing your decisions, you gain a little freedom. The moment you recognize that an old belief no longer serves you, you gain a little freedom. Personal growth is often less about adding something new and more about becoming aware of what has been controlling you all along. The higher aspects of Leary's model become increasingly focused on direct experience and expand awareness. They encourage us to move beyond constant mental activity and reconnect with this happening right now. That may sound simple, but it's surprisingly difficult. Many of us spend large parts of our lives somewhere other than the present moment. We are replaying yesterday's mistakes. We are imagining tomorrow's problems. We are worrying, planning, predicting, and analyzing. Our bodies are here, but our mind are somewhere else. And because of that, we miss much of our lives. Have you ever noticed how different an ordinary moment feels when you are completely present? A simple walk feels richer. A conversation feels deeper. A meal becomes more enjoyable. A quiet morning feels peaceful instead of boring. Nothing outside has changed. Awareness has changed. And when awareness changes, experience changes. This idea connects beautifully to personal growth because it reminds us that improving life is not only about changing circumstances. Sometimes it's about changing the quality of attention we bring to those circumstances. As consciousness continues expanding, many people begin looking beyond personal achievement altogether. They become interested in meaning. They become interested in connection. And they become interested in contribution. At some point, many people realize that success alone doesn't guarantee fulfillment. You can achieve goals and still feel empty. You can accumulate accomplishment and still feel disconnected. What often creates fulfillment isn't simply what we get from life, but how deeply we engage with it. The most mature forms of growth tend to move beyond the question, what can I gain? And move toward a different question, how can I contribute? This shift is powerful because it changes the direction of attention. Instead of constantly measuring what is missing, we begin focusing on what we can create. Instead of endlessly seeking validation, we begin offering value. Instead of asking how life can serve us, we begin asking how we can serve life. Many spiritual traditions, philosophical traditions, and personal development teachings point toward these same insight in different ways. The more narrowly we focus on ourselves, the smaller our world becomes. The more broadly we connect with others, the larger our world becomes. The final stages of Leary's model explore ideas of unity, interconnectedness, and expand consciousness. Different people think about these ideas differently. Some see them spiritually, some see them psychologically, some simply view them as metaphors for our highest potential. Whatever you choose, the message remains inspiring. Human beings may be capable of far more awareness than they normally experience. We may be capable of greater compassion, greater wisdom, greater understanding, greater creativity, greater peace. Not because we become someone different, but because we become more fully ourselves. And perhaps that's the most valuable lesson hidden inside the 8-circle model of consciousness. Growth is not a destination. It's not a finish line. It's not a point where you finally arrive and have everything figured out. Growth is an ongoing expansion of awareness. Each new insight opens another door. Each new perspective relieves another possibility. Each moment of self-understanding creates space for further transformation. The journey never truly ends, and that's what makes it beautiful. You don't need to master every concept in this model. You don't need to memorize all 8 circles. You don't need to agree with every part of the theory. What matters is the invitation. The invitation to become more conscious of your thoughts, more conscious of your emotions, more conscious of your habits, more conscious of your assumptions, more conscious of the way you experience reality. Because the quality of your life is deeply connected to the quality of your awareness. When awareness expands, possibilities expand. When possibility expands, freedom expands. And when freedom expands, growth becomes natural. So, as you move throughout your day today, I want to leave you with a simple question. What if the next stage of your growth is not about changing the world around you? What if it's about changing the way you see it? That single shift in perspective may open doors you never knew existed. Thank you for spending this time with me on Dassi Insights. If you found value in today's conversation, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and share it with someone who enjoys exploring the deeper questions of life. Until next time, stay curious, stay open-minded, and keep growing. Take care.